things never really go to plan, and this is a good example of it. I have got here a roll of Kentmere Pan 100 film which I want to develop. Now, I made up some flick chemicals to process my black and white films, but because of circumstances I haven't actually used this. I haven't actually developed a film for maybe getting on for a year. Unfortunately these chemicals only have a shelf life of 3 months, it says. So I was thinking that, well, perhaps I'm not going to be able to develop my film using these old chemicals. However, something additional happened in that when I was taking this film out of my camera, the back door of the camera popped open before I had a chance to rewind the film. So as it happens, it's probably ruined anyway. Now, because the developer is out of date, I'm going to suspect that it's lost its potency for developing, which means that the quoted 9 minutes, where's it at, 9 minutes at 20 degrees C isn't going to be valid anymore. But I've come up with a plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the leader off this film, and I'm going to basically develop it in the daylight. Now, the leader should be fully exposed, which means it should be fully black. And if I develop it for 9 minutes and that leader is not fully black, well, that means that I need to add some time with the developer. And I can basically just do it in daylight and look at it, and when the film goes totally black, that'll be the new calibration that'll allow me to develop it. That sounds like the plan. And then I'll just have to hope that the fixes it for long enough for me to scan the documents. One strange thing that's happened is that I put this stop bath in this bottle, and it has actually corroded through the lid. That's actually holes, which I wasn't expecting. So basically I'm going to throw everything away after this and buy a new kit. It's my own fault for not using it in the time, but I thought this would be an interesting little experiment. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, right, I think I'm good to go. I've got my leader. This is the bit I want to turn black. The chemicals, the developer is up to its required 20 degrees, so that's good to go. So, start the timer and give it a good old wiggle for 30 seconds. And there we go. Leave it for 30 seconds. Okay, and wiggle it for 10 seconds. Okay, and then let it sit. Oops. Dropped it. You see it's already starting to turn black. Yeah, if the film was underdeveloped, the leader, you can tell because the leader, instead of it being pitch black, it goes like a very dark grey. That means it's underdeveloped. So I'm replicating the development in the hope that talking there, missed the wiggle. Right, so I'll come back at when the time's up and see what it's like. About halfway, it's getting quite black. Okay, we're starting to get close to the moment of truth. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, so just how black is that film? I would say very. Yeah, I think that's good to go. I'll give it another minute. 1001, 1002. I don't think there's any advantage in extending the development time. I think I've completely saturated the black out of that. So I'm going to go for the standard development time of 9 minutes. Right, so now all I do is load that film into that developing tank, the spool, wherever it is, and do the process all over again. Okay, so I am in the middle of developing this film. So basically I've got to do this for 10 seconds every 30 seconds based on the manufacturer's instructions. I had a lot of trouble getting the film onto the spool. I'm absolutely jinxed with this, and I don't think, I tried 3 or 4 times and I'm still not confident that it's on the spool right, so that's probably going to come out wrong as well. So I've got the issue that this developer is probably rubbish, and I've opened the back of the camera and ruined the film that way, and then finally I'm not getting it on the spool right. But you know, the joys of analog photography, I suppose. Just to explain the theory about what's going on here with this film and why I've done it this way. I mean, this is all very experimental, and I thought that would come to my head. I'm not doing any research on it or anything, I'm just trying it. Basically what you want with the film is you want bits of the film that haven't been exposed to the light to be transparent, and bits of the film that have been exposed to light to go fully black, and you know, and the variations in between in a grayscale. And so, assuming that the film's been exposed correctly, what should happen is that when the film is developed correctly, areas of the film that have been exposed to the film should go totally black, and bits of the film that haven't been exposed to any light should remain completely transparent, and the variations in between. Now, ideally what I want to do is I would have taken a bit of the film that contained both light and dark sections, and I would have test developed it and had a look at the film. So what I've done here is a bit of a shortcut. What I've said is that, well, this lead has been fully exposed to light because of course it was stuck out of the cartridge, so it's definitely fully saturated with light. So therefore, if I develop it to the point where it has just got to the point where it's fully registering black, that therefore would be the correct development time, or pretty near for the purposes of this ramshackle experiment. But what I found is, obviously when I've developed it and I took it to the recommended 9 minutes at 20 degrees, and the temperature is another thing that you need to factor in when you're developing film, because the temperature can shorten or extend the development time as well. It's very much an analog process, this. You lost track of my thought now. Let's get that done. Yeah, you know, it needs to be all correct. It needs to be exposed correctly. It needs to be developed correctly, and it needs to be developed at the right temperature. Any of those factors wrong, and you have problems. In fact, what you can do is, if you knowingly underexpose the film, let's say you want to shoot film at night. What you can do then is deliberately underexpose it, knowing that you're underexposing it, and then over process it. But that would need a much better understanding of the development times, better than this little experiment here. So we're up to now 3 minutes to go, I think that says. Yeah. Right, so I'll let you know what gets on. It's such a mystery. It's full of anticipation. What's going to happen in there? Will I have any photographs at all? I don't know. Like I say, the joy of analog photography. So everything's been through. It's been developed. It's been stopped. It's been fixed. It's now getting washed. This is the first opportunity you get to really see what's happened. Oh, well, there's why I had trouble getting onto the spool. It's jumped off the spool there. And it all looks black, but kind of expected that because, like I say, the back door opened. But I am expecting that as the... Well, I don't know, it depends how long the back door was open. Maybe the back door was open all the time. I have to let it rinse. Okay, so I knew the film was ruined, but how ruined? Oh, the bit at the back of the film, which was exposed to the open door, is very black, as you can see. And then as you come down, you can see that there's some photographs with black banding where that was the side of the exposed film that was towards the door. But as you go down through the film, that fades away, and they start to look alright as you go down. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think I've probably still got about 2/3 of the film. Right, so let that dry and then see what it looks like, yeah?